This is the President McCormack Podcast with your host, Mark McCormack.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Wade Tracy.
What up, man?
Welcome to the podcast, my friend.
It's great being here, honestly.
Good, dude.
It's crazy. Never thought I'd be on a podcast.
Yeah. You are, so I've been telling people, I've got a young man coming on today. Why don't you tell us how old you are?
I'm 15.
15.
Yeah.
What's it like being 15?
It's wild. Sucks, though, when you can't drive.
Yeah. When do you turn 16?
In March.
Oh, bro, we're close.
Yeah.
We're way close.
Yeah.
So real quick, so tell the audience how you know me or how I know you.
So Mark knows me from my dad because he's my dad's best friend from high school. So that's how he knows me, and he's been with me mostly all my life.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there when you were born. I've held you as a little baby.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild. It's wild for both of us probably, right?
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm that old. Then I was like a grown man, freaking that I held as a baby. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually know your mom too. I mean, it's been a while. Yeah, I haven't seen your mom since your parents divorced, but
Yeah.
so I knew her back when they were early married, and yeah, it's good, dude.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So I want to ask you this question. I just want to say, what's it like to be Wade Tracy?
It's honestly a wild life. With my dad being a hunter and all that, just hunting most of the time, and then trying to do good, trying to get back into sports and stuff like that. So it's a wild life for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you like hunting as well, right?
Yeah.
So what's the best part of hunting?
Best part would definitely have to be spending the time with the people you love. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, killing the animal. But
So give me some stories from hunting. What's some favorite stories from hunting?
Okay, so I will talk about my elk hunt that I did this year. That was a crazy story. So me and my dad had been hiking around all day, and my dad's like, let's go to this little side and see if they'll bed in here. And so we sit there for an hour, and he's like, okay, let's get on top, see if we can see down. So he gets up, and then we start hearing running. And it's just wild. And he's like, get your gun. And I get my gun. And you just see 30 cow elk just running. And then we see the bull, and he hits his little cow call, and it stops right in his tracks. And I shoot it, and I shot it in the nuts as my first shot. Yeah, because I was shaking so bad. It's like, oh crap, this is real.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it didn't know what to do, so I shot again. Missed. I shot 8 times and I hit 3.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then
Did you down him?
No.
Oh.
So he ran around, he stopped in one place, and then he ran, and then he bedded somewhere. So me and my dad are running around the whole mountain trying to find him. And my dad has my gun, which is what? I'm supposed to have it. So then we see him, and he's bedded down, and then put final shot, which was, I had 1 bullet left, so I had to make it count. Yeah. It was pretty wild.
Oh, interesting. So then, did you make it count, the last one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I've seen you holding some freaking some trophies up. So
Yeah.
You must have got one of them.
Yeah.
So how come he had your gun? What's up with that? You want to finish the job himself or something?
Yeah, because I missed 5 times. And he was like, I don't know why he had my gun. I think it was just in the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
So is it fun having Brent as your dad?
Yeah, it's a really fun life.
Yeah.
Yeah, going shooting, 4-wheeling, just doing fun things all the time.
Yeah, your dad is one of my favorite people. So high up on my list of favorite people. I've always had a good time with your dad. We've always laughed. I haven't gotten into many adventures, I don't think, as him and Brett have, my little brother, back in high school and stuff. But yeah, and I was kind of saying, when we were kind of out in the front there chatting for a minute, dude, you having braces at 15, dude, is just blast from the freaking past.
Yeah.
Has your dad ever told you the story about when he got punched in the face when he was wearing braces, and I punched the guy that punched him? And
Told me a little bit.
You were told us.
Yeah, he told me that he had his gums like lodged in his braces and had to rip them out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a definition of wild. So, no, I got a lot of good memories with your dad. I've gone down to Texas and met some of his buddies with him and some of his hunting buddies. And do you know, when did your dad really get into hunting? Has he always been that way?
No. I think he really got into hunting when he was like 18, 19.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is crazy to think.
Yeah.
Because he would seem like the guy who would be hunting at like 12.
Yeah. Well, your grandpa, was he a hunter?
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So how much of your hunting love do you think comes from your dad?
Mostly all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you look forward to hunting without him, like doing it with your buddies when you're older, or do you like to do it with your dad?
I like to do it with him. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be fun with my buddies and stuff, but to go back with like your childhood with your dad and hunting, that's always the best part of the whole experience, is to make memories on that and stuff like that.
I think you'll be able to do it for a long time with him too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, really, really long time, because he'll do it till the day he dies for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hope he does, man. It's a good passion for him, you know. I think he's at a point in life where I think if he could just hunt full time, I think he'd do that.
Oh yeah, he would.
You know, but you can't hunt full time, so he's got to do other stuff.
Yeah.
So what's a lesson your dad's taught you recently?
Probably to save all my money that I can and put it into like stocks and like business type things.
Yeah.
So just save as much as you can right now.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
You kind of start building your wealth as a young man.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
What are you doing for work?
So as of right now, I'm not working, but I used to do carpet cleaning, which is pretty wild. But now I'm looking to go to M-Tech and be an electrician.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You thinking about doing that as a career path, or you just want to do it for a bridge?
I think I'll do it as a career until I want to find something new to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's drawn you into that career?
Mostly just the work side, and then mostly because now everything's going electric. So like electricians will be mechanics for cars and stuff like that, and it'll make you a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Do you know any electricians?
Yeah, so my dad's friend Jordan Rasmussen, he's an electrician, and another guy named Casey, he's an electrician. But that's mostly all I know.
Nice. You able to pick their brains?
Yeah.
Yeah. What advice have they given you?
Just work hard mostly. Just stick to it. Because it's going to get hard sometimes. And they're like, just stick through it. Because you'll benefit in the end.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they call those the trades, right? Working with your hands and getting out there, construction trades.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a couple companies that we're in the same industry, right? Subcontracting. And it is, man, it can be a grind. You know, it can be a lot of work. But at the same time, though, I mean, it's labor that we always need, right?
Yeah.
We have a robot run electrical inside of a building. You know what I mean? So we need good qualified people to go and do that.
Yeah.
So what else is interesting about being an electrician?
The thing that's really interesting is how electricians mostly like power everything in your house and stuff like that. And it's super crazy that like it can be super easy because you just like are tying wires and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty like cool and wild thing to think about when you're trying to become an electrician, is to kind of how easy it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think once you're certified, I mean, you're kind of off to the races, right?
Yeah.
You kind of apprentice for a couple of years, maybe.
Yeah.
How old do you have to be to actually start? Do you have to be 18?
So I think you can start going to school when you're 16, and then you can do work when you turn 17 and start doing all that, and then you can do your own business I think I'll be like 24, 25 when I graduate.
Oh, okay.
So I can like either keep working for someone or start my own business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you interested in doing your own business, or is it better to work for someone?
So I will probably like start building a business while I'm working for someone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I still make money, and then I can put that money into the business and like build it bigger and bigger.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, no, I think a lot of people do that. It's a smart way to do it.
Yeah.
On the electrician trades, do you know the difference between union and non-union?
No, I do not.
So, do you know what a union is?
Nope.
Okay, so a union, basically, they're labor groups that get together, and they have representation kind of as their bosses that negotiate their wages with like a contractor. So they call it being in the union, right? Mm-hmm. So electricians are one of the trades that they're kind of heavy in the union.
Yeah.
But you can make more money being non-union, right? Because if you're charging, let's just say $100 an hour as a union employee, you as the employee are only going to end up seeing, I don't know, maybe half of that.
Yeah.
Right, because the rest of that goes to the union bosses, and it goes down to the whole organization, then it goes to all the fringe benefits and kind of all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Or you could work independently of the union and you get contracts independently where you're basically charging what you charge and you get to keep all of it.
Yeah.
Minus taxes, right? Taxes get everybody.
Taxes. So,
but there's a lot of people that go and train as a union electrician and then end up breaking off on their own because their training programs are really, really good.
Yeah.
So is there a specific trade school for being an electrician?
So MTech mostly, I think that's what it really is big in Utah.
Yeah.
Is MTech, because they have like everything that you can do for a trade.
Right.
Yeah.
So where is MTech?
So I think there's one in Lehigh, Orem. I think there's one somewhere else. I don't know.
Oh, they're all over the place?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That makes it easy.
Yeah.
How long is the course, do you know?
So you do it for 4 years if you want to get it's kind of like a master's type thing to be able to go off on your own and stuff like that. So you do it for 4 years.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of like normal college?
Yeah.
Nice.
But you get paid while you're at school.
Yeah, it's probably a lot less, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what it costs to go there?
A what?
Do you know what it costs to go there?
No, I haven't really looked into it yet, but I think it's not that much. It's not as much as college.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Yeah, trade schools seem to be a lot less. So a lot more focused and just kind of learn your trade and get out of there.
Yeah.
So, well, cool, man.
Yeah.
So what else do you do for hobbies?
I fish, ride dirt bikes, go shooting. I used to play football, but then I moved and don't play football anymore, but I'm trying to get back into it.
Nice. Did you like football?
Yeah, it was fun.
What position were you playing?
So I played center and middle linebacker.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's what I played in high school, center.
It was crazy for me being a center because I only weighed like 130, just a small, scrawny kid.
Yeah.
Going against like guys who are like 200 pounds.
Yeah. So how long has it been since you played?
2 years.
2 years, 2 seasons?
Yeah.
Nice. So where'd you guys move to?
So my mom lives in PG, so I moved to my dad's for my 7th and 8th grade year. And I played football in 8th grade in Eagle Mountain. Then I moved back to my mom's, and I just didn't feel like playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So with your, so let's talk about your mom and dad. So how old are you when your mom and dad got divorced?
I think I was 2 or 3 when they got divorced the second time.
Yeah, they've been married twice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were, I mean, you don't really remember them married then, right?
Not really.
So, and then you had a stepdad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then is your mom currently single?
She has a boyfriend right now,
yeah.
But it's like a on and off kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you like him?
Yeah, he's pretty dope.
Nice guy. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, that's really good. And then Brent, say Brent, your dad. And your dad, how long has your dad been married for now?
I don't even know.
It's been a minute.
Like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's it like being a kid of a divorced parents? Because you're like right in the middle of it. See, most people talk about this when they're like in their 20s, right?
Yeah. It's like, it's hard sometimes because of the whole back and forth thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you get older, you like start drifting off from the back and forth. And you just like want to stay where you're at.
Yeah.
And that's like what the point I'm at right now. So.
Is that just because, well, why is that? Let me just ask you.
Because it can be really hard because you get attached to like, say like I get really attached to my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like gone from my dad because we don't do like the every other week thing for like a month. And then like when I go back, like that attachment like kind of like breaks up that attachment a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is the arrangement then? So you with one for a month and the other one for a month, or is it?
It's kind of like me and my sister Maddie decide when we want to go and like when my dad's free and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
But we still do like holidays and stuff. Like this holiday, like my dad has us, and then like this holiday, my mom has us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Who are you going to go with?
So I'll be with my mom.
Mom? Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Do you ever have the desire for your parents to get back together? Or are you happy that they're divorced at this point?
When I was younger, yes.
Yeah.
But I see that they're both happy in what they're doing and like what relationships they're in right now.
Yeah.
So I've realized that it's like kind of like a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's definitely hard though, right?
Yeah. It can be hard sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, 5 years ago you were 10.
Yeah.
Right. And you need your mom still at 10, right? You need your dad at 10, and you have to split time. And
yeah.
What emotions have you felt?
So a lot of sadness in the whole situation until like now I'm like happy and like just go have fun with both of them, make a ton of memories with them.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, dude. That's smart. That's wise. Right? Because you can't control them.
Yeah, you can't control what happens.
Yeah, you can control yourself. That's it.
Yeah.
So do you think it's brought your sister and you closer together, or has it been hard?
A little bit. It's harder for her, I feel like. I mean, it really shows right now because she's like going through a bunch of changes and like all those emotions and stuff like that.
Yeah, because she's 12?
She's 13.
She's 13?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she needs her mom a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's good, dude. What do you think? So with the stuff you've experienced, one day you're going to grow up and marry a lady, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
How do you think you can apply what happened between your parents to you?
Mainly more like conversation, having more conversation, talking, and like talk through it. And one big part of it is never ever like say anything about divorce or joke about divorce and stuff like that. Because studies have shown like if you talk about that, you're more likely to get divorced and stuff like that. So like technically like buckle down through the whole thing. Like if you're fighting, like apologize after like the whole thing. Yeah. Stuff like that.
Yeah, kind of with throwing divorce out there, it's like staying committed, right?
Yeah.
Like even if things suck, you got to stay.
Yeah.
Stay committed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you what do you look for in a let's just say girlfriend, right? I shouldn't say spouse. You're too young for a spouse. If you were to look for a girlfriend, like what would you look for in her?
So, like fun, outgoing, very loving and caring, and just all around like just can joke around and have fun about things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of enhance the happiness in your life, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want a girl that's hot?
I already got one.
Oh, do you have a girlfriend right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. What's her name?
Kennedy.
How long have you guys been together? 4
months.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Nice. How's it going?
Pretty good. We've had our ups and downs a little bit.
So So what's a down in a 15-year-old relationship? What would you consider?
So our downs mostly are fighting a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like the past month we've been fighting a lot on stuff because like we're both stressed out about stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's mostly the downside of it, is all the fighting and like not knowing if like what's gonna happen and stuff like that.
You guys able to, with you guys being stressed and, having some emotions going around, are you guys able to kind of bring together and say, hey, let's go through these things together instead of bring them into our relationship? Or
Yeah, so the thing that's nice about me and her relationship is that after we were like fighting and stuff like that, we come back together and like apologize and like figure it out, like figure like the whole situation out, like what's been going on, stuff like that.
So does she live by you, or is she back from where you used to live?
So she lives by me.
Cool.
She lives like 4 minutes from my house.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
You guys ride your bikes over to each other's house and stuff? Or walk?
I walk mostly. Maybe I'll take my dirt bike down there sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like her parents?
Yeah, her parents are pretty dope. They can be hard on her sometimes, which parents do and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at, take someone like me and your dad and your mom, right? Mm-hmm. The relationships that we have, like, what do you think about adults and their relationships?
On the good side of it,
either.
The good side is that they have past experiences, so they like know how to correlate what not to do in that relationship and stuff like that. And like the bad side is like when they do that, like correlate something in, is all the fighting and stuff that goes on.
Yeah.
But the thing that's nice, especially with my dad, is that he's like me and goes to apologize for his actions after like a couple minutes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's quick to say sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you like that?
Just mostly to know like that he like is actually like really sorry for like the whole situation, and like that he like actually like loves that person or loves you, and like doesn't want like it to technically end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of keeping the bigger picture in mind.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I love this person, so even though we're arguing over where we're going to go eat tonight, we need to get over that quickly and go eat, right? Because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
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 So what would you think the most important things in your life are right now?
Definitely family. And then my girlfriend, she's pretty important to me. Mm-hmm. And then friends.
Cool.
Yeah.
So how do you make your family feel important?
I feel like it's just giving as much love as possible towards your family. And like if like you haven't texted like one of your family members in like a hot second, like go tell them like you love them and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Are you able to do that quite a bit?
Yeah, I do it a lot with like my grandma and grandpas and like my cousins and my aunts.
Yeah.
And my dad too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. What about your sister?
She's a tough one. She's a lot of tough love for her because I get it because it's like she's going through stuff, changes and all that, so it's harder. But like she's just emotional all the time, so it's like hard for me to like even like I love her, but it's like hard to show it because of everything.
Yeah, you guys are at a hard age. She's probably peeking through puberty right now, right? And then,
yeah.
Yeah, you just have hormones, right? Hormones are changing your bodies and your thoughts, and you're taking adult concepts and understanding them now, and you're not little kids anymore.
Yeah.
So it's fun. So my oldest daughter's 13, and so and she's not too emotional yet. If I'm being fair to her. It'll come though.
Yeah.
It'll come, but she not that she's not emotional. I mean, she's emotional sometimes, but
yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. Just makes for, I mean, it's just an interesting transition, you know. I mean, 15 years old, right? I mean, you're like just about ready to drive, you've been in school, grades are starting to count.
Yeah.
You kind of got to figure out, well, you don't really have to figure out a career path. It sounds like, you've got some good ideas, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But you're kind of just figuring the world out, right? I mean,
yeah.
Kind of how it works. And I mean, what do you think about that?
It's actually like really, it's kind of stressful. It can be really stressful sometimes, especially with like the grade side of it. Now that they're counting and stuff like that, it's just mostly stress all the time. Like, got to get good grades and stuff like that.
Why is that giving you stress?
Because knowing that there's the option that you won't, like, you'll get held back or something like that, knowing that that's a possibility and that you got to have like a grade above like a D and stuff like that to like go on to the next grade. That's like the stressful part of it, especially like with testing and stuff like that, because I'm a horrible tester.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I've always kind of been that way with testing and stuff like that. Because like with me, I can study as much as possible, but once I get to a test, I'll forget everything.
Really?
Yeah.
It's interesting. Is that, have you identified why?
I don't know what the learning disability is called, but I have a learning disability on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it can be hard and stuff, but the only thing I'm really good at remembering is stuff that I like. So like in history, I like a lot about history stuff.
Yeah.
So like on those tests, I ace those almost every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to let you in a little secret. Everyone's that way.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, I'm the same way in the fact that, if I love something, man, and you get really into it, right? Then you kind of becomes your jam, right?
Yeah.
Like history is for you. Like for me, math, super boring.
Oh,
Stupid
dude,
boring.
I cannot do math.
Yeah, and it's just, I think one of the things too is, the older you get, the less math really matters. I mean, there's certain math that always matters, right? Like adding, subtracting.
Yeah.
Figuring out rate of return. If you want to invest in something, or like, simple stuff. But when it really comes down to like, long math algorithms and stuff like that, unless you're going to go into a career that needs that, you'll never use it again.
Yeah, that's like the hard thing for me in math. Because like I noticed that I'm like, I'm not going to use this.
Yeah.
So it's like hard for me to like get over that and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what, in school, do you get good grades?
I get
a little bit of both.
I get somewhat good grades. Like I'll end school with like either like 1D or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But mostly A's, B's, and C's.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're clearly on path to, graduate and like do fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So why do you think school stretches you out if you can kind of have that perspective, right? Where it's like, well, I'm doing okay, but the unknown in the future, why is that stressing you?
It's just, and like, also like parents correlate with it, like getting on your butt about your grades and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which can stress you out because like you want to do good as possible. You want to like be good in everything you do, which is really hard for me, especially. Like I do want to do good, but it's just hard for me to do good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like there's just a lot of pressure coming from a lot of different angles then, right?
Yeah.
Which parent gives you the most pressure about school?
Definitely my dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. And the only reason why he really does is because he did a little bad in school. So he just wants to see me like succeed and do good and stuff like that, which I can get. I mean, just sometimes like when I'm like already stressed out, then I get that happening, like it can stress me out even more.
Yeah.
But he's done pretty good on like making sure he can help with it and stuff like that, which is good to know that he wants to help.
Yeah, and in my world, dude, I think your willingness to learn and apply your knowledge into like career paths and, jobs and stuff like that is just way more important than like getting good grades in school. like, I don't think I've asked someone in an interview, I've hired and fired a lot of people in my life. Mm-hmm. I've never asked them what their high school GPA is.
Yeah.
Never. Don't care. Like, it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
And so I think sometimes at your age, 15, right, it's like there's all this stuff in the future that you got to do, and you got to get a job, and you got to make money, and you got to, like, find a spouse potentially, and, like, buy a house, and, like, all these things, right? I feel like a lot of that pressure is heaped on kids where you need to just enjoy being 15.
Yeah.
Go play football, go play soccer, go join the debate team, you know what I mean? Like, those kind of skills I think are way better than, acing a math test or something.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people would argue with, right? But
yeah, a lot. And in my mind, with school, it's like I want to more learn about how to, like, run businesses and stuff like that. But school doesn't really give that to you, which sucks.
It does not give that to you. Mostly because your teachers have never ran a business. So you have the blind leading the blind.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, but you need to find mentors for that.
Yeah.
Right? Find some people that do it. And then ask them. Go shadow them. Go work with them, and increase some value in their life, and they'll increase the value in your life.
Yeah, that's a good thing with my dad, having, like, a lot of, like, mentors and stuff. Yeah. I kind of, like, piggyback off of those mentors.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's wise.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So when you view yourself as 25 years old, what do you see your life looking like?
I see my life mostly, like, working and having, like, a little fun. But mostly working a lot to, like, try to, like, build something, like, build a business and, like, all that, but also, like, correlate family type things. Like, I want to have a family 25, 26. And so, like, correlate that and go have fun with your family and stuff like that.
Yeah. So would you see yourself having some kids at 25?
At least one.
At least one?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, having kids. What do you think about having kids? Why do you want to have them?
I just love kids, man. Like, yeah, they can be, like, hard sometimes, but I just love, like, the whole... And even if it's, like, yours, that's the best part of the whole thing, is just it being your kid, not someone else's. So you get to spend all the time you want with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have some half-brothers and sisters?
So I do on my dad's side, which is, like, my 4 stepsisters.
Yeah.
They're all having kids now. So
yeah, that's fun.
I'm an uncle, which is weird to be at 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but your mom never had any more kids then, right?
Mm-mm. She had, with my stepdad, she had 3, my 3 little siblings.
From him, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I had, like, step siblings from him and stuff like that. But
do you ever see them?
No, they live in Arizona.
Oh, they're all in Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you get with your stepdad? Did you get to know his extended family much?
A little bit. They all, like, lived. So most of his family, like, lived in Monticello for a long time. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of, like, far away. But I got to know them pretty well, the ones that lived close by.
Yeah. Did you like them?
Yeah. They're fun.
A good deal?
Yeah.
Good. Do you still keep in contact with them?
I still keep in contact with one of them. He likes to race dirt bikes. He's my step cousin.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is he about your age or?
He is, I think he's 14.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's close.
Well, good, man. We'll keep those relationships going.
Yeah.
It'll be fun in 20 years, right, when you're 35 and you say, this is my step cousin, We haven't been technically related for a long time, but he's a good buddy of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you like your stepdad?
Yes and no. The yes side, like, he was a fun dude. Like, really fun, like, when he wanted to be. Mm-hmm. The no side, he, like, could be, like, really hard on people. He, like, was really hard on my mom and stuff like that, mm-hmm. which was, like, sucky and stuff like that, especially when I moved away. So when I went to my dad's, it, like, was wild at my mom's house.
Was it?
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
It was hard knowing that I can't do anything. Because I can't. Like, he's 40 and I'm only like 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your dad was telling me a little bit about that situation because your stepdad's passed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that hard?
Yes and no. It was hard to know that my little siblings won't have a dad through them growing up and stuff. And it hit like all of the family really hard for like my mom and stuff like that. Me, I was hit a little bit hard just like looking back on the memories and stuff like that. But like I didn't get hit like really hard knowing like what he did and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of became a little bit of a tyrant at the end, right?
Yeah.
So it's probably a confusing time, right? Because you're probably a little relieved, but at the same time, you didn't hate the guy, right?
Yeah. I mean, he was a cool dude when he wanted to be. Like he could be like super fun. Like he's the one who got me like into like dirt bikes and all that.
Yeah.
Like my dad taught me too, but he's like the one who like taught me how to like learn clutch on a dirt bike and like all that.
Yeah.
And like he would like take me fishing and stuff like that. And like he was a cool dude when he wanted to be.
Yeah.
I mean, he did have his moments too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Understood.
Yeah.
So, what do you think the future is for your mom? You think she'll get remarried?
She says she doesn't want to, but knowing her, she might.
Yeah.
She just has to get over like the grief and stuff like that from his passing and stuff like that, and then eventually she'll like, because right now she's like trying to find herself again.
Yeah.
Which she's doing pretty good at it.
Do you want her to get remarried?
Yes, but I want the dude to be like really nice and outgoing for her. And that's something that I like my mom to see and have, is what I really want to see is her to be happy. And with the dude she's with now, she's happy and like we go places now. Like before, we never really traveled with my stepdad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. No, I think that's smart of you. I mean, your mom, there's certain types out there of people, right? And some people need to be in a relationship, right, to really be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when the dust settles, you want to see other people happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to see them, because if they're happy, they're going to treat you better, and then you're able to treat them better, and you be a bigger part of their life, when things are going well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Maddie and your mom get along?
Yeah. They butt
As much as a 13-year-old daughter can get along with her mom, right?
She butts heads with my mom a little bit, like going to her friend's house and stuff like that. Like even last night, she was butting heads, and like my mom was just done with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys, you're choosing to live with your mom currently, right?
Yes.
Cool. You think you'll ever go back and live with your dad before you're an adult, or?
Maybe, depending on like how school goes and stuff like that at MTech, and like trying to see like how like life works and stuff like that.
Yeah. You kind of have to play it by ear, right? Because you just don't know. Because the cool thing, it sounds like you can go hang out with your dad whenever you want, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So, does he just like kind of call you up and say like, "Hey, I'm doing this thing. You guys coming?"
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Nice. What's the next thing you got planned with him?
So, I think we're gonna go to dinner one night, and then, he wants me to drive out to his buddy's house, Chad Collier, so I can learn how to drive, so we can go pick up some stuff that we have out there.
Nice. Where does he live?
Chad lives in Eureka.
Does he?
Yeah.
So did you have your learner's permit?
Yes, I do.
Nice. Okay, cool. So you're actually legally allowed to drive.
Yeah.
So my grandpa used to take us driving when we were like 12 out in the salt flats. We did not have permits. So no judgment on my side.
My dad used to do that like around the neighborhoods when I was like 14, just turning 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you kind of take the car. Was he in there with you, or did you just take it?
He was in there with me, like with my truck and stuff like that. He was teaching me how to park with it and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good, dude. So what's the best thing your dad could do to build your guys' relationship?
Kind just like stick with it and like keep doing like the fun things and stuff. Like just sticking with going and having fun, creating memories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just straight up more quality time kind of thing?
Yeah.
It's more and more?
Mm-hmm.
If you were to tell him one place you wanted to go in the world and you wanted just you and him to go, where would you tell him?
I really want to go to Alaska. Go hunt and fish in Alaska with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you should be able to make that happen.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Would you want to go in the winter or the summer?
Summertime for like the hunting aspect of it, and then winter for the fishing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been to Alaska twice. Both times were in January. Don't ask me why. I froze my ass off the whole freaking time. But it was freaking cold up there.
Yeah.
So when I was just I went up there for we built a high school up there, so I wanted to measure it for the basketball equipment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 years later, I went up there for a conference. Literally both like the exact same week. And so people always tease me. They're like, "Oh, Alaska's so beautiful in the summer." I'm like, "I wouldn't know, dude. Freaking glaciers everywhere. All the water's frozen. You know what I mean? Like it was cold.
Yeah.
But it's different up there, man. It's beautiful. So you've never been to Alaska, right?
Nope, never been.
Okay, cool.
I have like a little circle where I've been to places. Like I've never been on a plane before, which is crazy to think.
Yeah.
But the places where I usually go is a little circle. It's like Idaho, Wyoming. I've been to Montana and then Utah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been to like Arizona or Las Vegas or anything yet?
Oh, I went to Arizona one time. We went boating in Lake Powell.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I was gonna say so you have not been to Las Vegas yet, huh? We'll have to get your dad to take you down to Vegas. It's a 2-night town, dude. You can't be there for more than 2 nights because that place sucks after 2 nights. But
Yeah.
there's just so much stuff to do down there, and you just kind of gotta go down, go to dinner, see some shows, walk the strip, see the kind of lights and all the cool stuff, and then get the heck out of there.
Yeah.
So let me think. So you haven't been to a beach yet, then?
No, I haven't.
Is that something you want to do?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So same question for your mom. If you and your mom to just go on a trip, where would you want her to take you?
I think me and her would have fun in Cancun, Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does she love Cancun or why Cancun?
She just likes to be in like warmth.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And she likes boating and like going and having fun and just like swimming and stuff like that. So it'd be fun down there with her.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. So what is the best thing that's happened to you in your life?
Best thing that's ever happened. I have 3. I have one with my dad, is when me and him shot my first deer. That was a pretty cool moment. And then with my mom, me and her, let me think about this. So when we went down to St. George, and we went down to St. George with her boyfriend and stuff like that. And the best moment was seeing her happy again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the third one is being with my girlfriend Kennedy. She's brought a lot of like me back up from like, because back then like I had a lot of depression and stuff like that. And she's helped with like recovering and stuff like that, which is awesome to know like she wants to help and stuff like that.
How is she helping you?
'Cause she makes me really happy when I'm with her and stuff like that. And she's been through some experiences like that, and she knows she knows what's like happening and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. So she's kind of relating to you. You guys are relating to each other.
Yeah.
So you trust her?
Yeah, I trust her.
Good. So is she a good friend?
Yeah.
Good. Good. If I can give any advice, you should always marry your best friend. So if you build a friendship first, it's kind of a long-lasting thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've paid attention to many relationships, but if they're kind of full of, a little hot and heavy at the start,
Yeah.
Without a lot of friendship, those fade pretty quick.
Yeah.
Well, good, man.
Yeah.
So what's the hardest thing that's happened to you in your life?
Probably the whole depression thing. I was really down for a while. Like, I would sit in my room, like, kind of like just not do anything. Yeah.
You just thinking in there?
Yeah, I was thinking, and like, it's just a lot of thinking, which like, it sucks. Like, honestly, like, if I could like tell anyone anything, is to get help as quick as possible, because it sucks. Yeah.
What's it like being depressed?
You're just down all the time, and you don't have any motivation to do anything, stuff like that.
Yeah. Did you identify what was making you depressed?
Not really. It was kind of just like everything. Like, the whole thing with my stepdad got me down a lot. And then like being away from my mom did. And like, I didn't have like a lot of friends at my old junior high. Just all that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you just feel like the world was kind of no hope? Kind of caving in on you kind of thing? Or was it like a thing you just needed to get through? Or
For a little bit, yeah. And then like I eventually like saw what I love in life and stuff like that. And that's what really helped me get through it. 'Cause I kind of went through it on my own. Yeah. Like,
were you able to talk to your mom and dad about it at all? Or
so the person I talked to was my mom. I've talked to my dad a little bit about it, but mostly my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What advice did she give you?
She's just like, she mostly just tells me to like just be happy and just live like you're a 15-year-old or like 14-year-old. Just live life and have fun.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And like she always tells me, she's like, you're too young for this.
Yeah.
Like, and like, you need to like get help and like get better and just go and have fun.
Well, when you hear that you're too young for this, what do you think about that?
I think that, and I understand a lot, because like in this generation and stuff, everyone's depressed like at 15, and like hearing that and knowing that like I shouldn't be dealing with it it's like an eye opener. Like a big eye opener and stuff.
Excuse me. So you actually, so you can take that advice and agree with it, right? It's like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't be dealing with this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that freeing for you? Were you able to be like, yeah, you're right, I needed to focus on happy things?
Yeah. That's why, so 7th and 8th grade, and even like a little bit of 9th, I didn't really like date anyone or like talk to anyone. And I hit 10th grade, and it like hit me really hard with like not having like a lot of friends and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I went out and like made friends, and then I met Kennedy and like had a friendship with her and started dating, and it was just being 15-year-old and having fun.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good. So do you still feel depressed at all?
I have my moments.
Yeah.
Like there's times where I am, but it's not as much as it was back then.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you're feeling depressed, how do you get rid of it?
I either like go talk to I talk to Kennedy, and like I talk to my mom sometimes and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Or like I like go and like ask if like I can go like hang out with Kennedy or with my friends and stuff like that. Okay,
cool.
Yeah.
So you kind of get around other people, kind of get the energy from them.
Yeah.
You know, right?
Yeah.
It's not a bad way to do it.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's going to affect your life going forward? Or do you feel like it's a period of time that you can kind of overcome?
I think it's a period of time, and it's a good learning experience. That's what I think in my head.
Yeah.
Because, like, say if I have a kid that's depressed, I know how to work with it, stuff like that.
Or maybe a friend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel, how's the general population of 15-year-olds? I mean, do you guys feel like life is good, or is there a lot of depression? You kind of hinted towards depression, right?
A lot of 15-year-olds are depressed, a lot. And it's over, because in this generation, it's over, like, it's mostly over girls and stuff like that now. That's mostly what it's all over. And, like, knowing that happens now, it's, like, really eye-opening to, like, know that I am pretty lucky to have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. So is depression with girls, is that coming from guys not being able to connect with girls, you think? Or is it just the chase, or is it?
It's mostly guys connecting, and especially, like, with breakups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially with breakups. That's what mostly gets people down. Or, like, with, like, girls, like, leading on, and, like, they weren't, like, really trying to lead you on and stuff like that. That's what really gets people down.
Yeah. And they think a girl's into them, and they find out that she's not, right?
Yeah.
What do you think the remedy to that is? Because there's a lot of girls out there.
It's like, for me, this is what I tell people. I'm like, it's just a learning curve.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it is. Like, in high school and stuff like that, dating is a learning curve for what it is, like, life. Like, what you should and should not do. And it's just a learning, like, you just learn from all your relationships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, what I've learned is to talk through stuff, like, make sure, like, she's okay, she's happy, and, like, she makes sure you're okay and you're happy and stuff like that. And you just benefit off of each other, and, like, it's just mostly communication, because now no one communicates.
Right.
So that's what, like, because this generation, they don't like to communicate, which is crazy to think, because we're on our phones all the time.
Yeah.
But communication is always key in every situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you guys communicate now? Is it mostly voice? You text a lot? Do you talk through Snapchat?
So I text, but it's mostly, like, I try to do it as much in person.
Yeah.
Because it's always better in person. Because texting, you can say something, but it seems like you're, like, being rude or something like that. Mm-hmm. And it can, like, just send the person, like, spiraling down. Like, me texting Kennedy, like, I've said things that, like, have made her, like, go down when I wasn't trying to make her go down and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Interesting. So, some interesting questions. Are drugs prevalent at your age? Are kids starting to dabble?
Oh, drugs are, especially right now, drugs are really high with 15-year-olds and even younger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What kind of drugs?
So, mostly weed, a little bit of cocaine and stuff like that. But now it's laced with fentanyl. So,
scary.
Yeah. So, people now will lace, like, weed and fentanyl. And, like, most deaths are 15-year-olds, like, smoking weed with fentanyl with, like, in it and stuff like that.
And they're just overdosing?
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on drugs?
My thoughts are, I don't want to do them specifically because they ruin a lot of relationships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, they can ruin your, like, loving relationships and, like, your family. It can ruin, like, a lot of relationships for people.
Yeah, I've told my children, I'm like, listen, we can deal with anything except for you being a drug addict.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being a drug addict is really bad because it's a chemical thing, right? It's, you know, your brain's going to change. You know, the way you think is going to change. And then it's really, really, really hard to kick. Yeah. I think it's wise to never touch them.
Yeah.
You know, I also think they're an easy way out, right?
Yeah.
You know, you might be feeling down, right? And it's like, oh, smoke some weed. It's like, well, that weed's a downer.
Yeah.
It's going to take you further down the rabbit hole. You know, it's foolish.
And why kids do them now is because it's a numbing mechanism.
Yeah.
So it, like, numbs all the pain for them. And then that's why they get hooked, is because they want more and more.
Yeah.
And they never get better and stuff like that.
And percentage-wise, how many kids that go to your school that are your age do drugs?
Probably 70% of the school.
Really? That high, huh?
Yeah. A lot of kids at my school do drugs.
How do they get them?
They either know someone that's older and, like, because, like, some of the seniors at my school have been held back and stuff like that. So, like, they know and they, like, can go buy stuff for themselves and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And that's how, like, all the kids that are my age get them, because they go buy them off of stuff.
Yeah. Cool. That's probably the same way it happened when I was in high school. I never did any drugs, so I saw a lot of bad things happen, though, from people doing drugs.
Yeah.
What do you think the solution to that is?
The solution for it, it would more be like buckle down on their past and, like, stuff like that, like going to school and stuff like that. Like, they look at, like, kind of like how, like, if you've done drugs and stuff like that, or, like, been to juvenile detention, so, like, they know, okay, like, watch for this kid and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think, how's the education level on drugs? I mean, do they still do, like, the DARE program? Do they talk about it at school, or are they just ignoring it?
They talk a little bit about it, not as much as they used to, but that's what, like, the most part that's bad about it is no one really talks about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're just experimenting all over the place, right?
Yeah.
So when you go, is it frequently offered to you? I mean, is it easy to get? Must be with 70% of the school, right?
So I've never been offered, but I know, because I have this one kid that smokes, and he's told me, he's like, it's the easiest way. Like, it's so easy. You just, like, go ask, and you get connections, and then it leads to more and more.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Stay away from him, Wade.
I will.
Bad news, dude. So how many good guy friends do you have right now?
Really good guy friends, I have 10. Knowing, like, guy friends, I have, like, probably 30.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good. So you're doing good with friends, right?
Yeah.
How many of those friends do you think will be lifelong? Probably hard to tell at 15, but
at least probably 5 of them.
Good.
Yeah. So at least half.
Good. Are they football players? Are they just everyone doing random things?
Some are football players, some are, like, rodeo type people.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So what high school are you going to?
PG High School.
Pleasant Grove High School. Our rival, how dare you? That's cool, man. I was just at PG the other day. So you guys have a very nice basketball facility.
Yes, we do.
So did you guys go watch games there and stuff?
I went last night, actually.
Oh, did you? Good.
Yeah.
Good, man. So are your friends, are they good dudes?
Yeah, some of them are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of ruffians.
Yeah.
Yeah. How important do you think friends are?
They are actually really important, especially with, like, relationships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, especially, like, with someone, like, dating someone and, like, they break up and stuff like that. It's really good to have friends that can help you through that and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And when I was depressed, I never had that.
Yeah.
Because I would date, stuff like that, and then I'd get broken up with, and it just sent me spiraling downhill because I had no one to go to.
Yeah, and it hurts your feelings, right? You kind of temporarily fall in love with some girls, and then they tell you that they don't want you no more, and you're just doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Got a few of those.
Me too.
It's good to have that, though. I mean, one thing that I think is hard for people to understand is you got to have the good to enjoy the bad, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, you got to have the bad to enjoy the good. Say that backwards. Vice versa, you know what I mean? Like, you can't even recognize good. You know, if everything in your life is good, it just seems neutral. It seems normal, right? So it's kind of good. It's good to feel the feelings, but it's also good to get back out of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
At my age, they call it sitting in the suck, right? Like when things suck, you need to not quickly fix them and get out of them. You actually need to kind of like sit in it for a minute and be like, okay, why am I here?
Yeah.
How'd this happen? How am I going to avoid this from happening again? You know, oh, this is my actions that caused this. You know what I mean? A lot of like personal responsibility.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, they call it sitting in the suck, which is a real thing, man. Because, you know, at my age, there's a lot of things you can just get rid of really quickly, right? You know, like if you have a friend that you've been friends with for a long time and you get like a falling out, you know, especially when you've been friends for like 15, 20 years, right? Mm-hmm. You kind of got to sit in that and like figure out what's going on and then humble yourself and go and fix the problem instead of just cutting them off.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's really easy to cut people off. Mm-hmm. So, well, good, man.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you a couple more questions.
Okay.
If you were to send a message to your mom to give her advice, what would you say to her?
To give her advice, I would say, apparently what she says to me is be happy and live your life to the fullest, especially now. Because before she never like really lived life. And to not have those experiences of living life can really affect you in the long run. So especially now, like go have fun, like go be with like friends and party and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you were to give advice to Maddie, what would you tell her?
To Maddie, I would say make a lot of friends and figure out who's your true friends and stick with those people, because that will be your friends forever. And that's kind of what she's trying to learn now. And like I'm trying to like help her through it. And Maddie's like really stubborn, so she doesn't like to listen and stuff like that. So that's what I would tell Maddie.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What about your pops? You say, Dad, I'm going to give you the best advice of your life. What would you tell him?
Kind of like be there for who needs help, mostly. Like be there for people who like are trying to ask for help from you, and just be there and sit there and listen, and then spend more time with the people you love. Yeah.
Good, that's great advice. Now, what about me, Wade? What advice would you give Mr. Mark over here?
Let me think about this one. Probably, I would say check up on people. Like, check up on your old friends and, like, kind of, like, reconnect those old friendships. And, like, coach people through things, like, job-wise. Like, because you're very successful, right? And people who aren't very successful, like, kind of, like, coach them through and, like, kind of show them the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Share my knowledge kind of thing.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that. Last bit of advice I need from you. Fast forward your life to you're 35 years old. Okay? You got a 5-year-old son.
Okay.
What advice would you give him? Kind of like your final advice. It's like, son, I'm going to leave a legacy to you. This is what I'm going to leave you.
I would give him the advice of sticking with it and sticking with the people you love and sticking with and be hardworking through your jobs. And just mostly stick with everything. Make tons of friends. Stick with the good ones. Leave the bad ones.
Yeah.
Have a great relationship with your family. And have a great relationship with the people that you hold dearly to your heart.
Great, man.
Yeah.
That was really good advice. Well, dude, hey, thanks for coming on the podcast today.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
About an hour and 20 minutes, man. We've been rocking. So, how'd you like it?
It was fun.
Was it?
Yeah.
Good. No, I was happy to have you on, man. I know I'm proud of you, dude. You've gone through some hard stuff in your life, and you've come out of it. It sounds like you got some great relationships. You got some good direction.
Yeah.
Go kill life, man.
I will try.
Yeah. No, you can do it, man. You can go do it. I think over the next, if I was to give you some advice, I guess I'll give you a little bit of advice. My podcast, do what I want, right?
Yeah.
Figure out what really makes you happy. Okay.
Okay.
It doesn't mean everything's rainbows and unicorns, right?
Mm-hmm.
build your life around those things and build your life in a fashion to where when you get married, you can stick to that.
Yeah.
Right? And whoever you end up marrying is going to be the most important decision you ever make in your life. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you have those little kids and you're in that kind of nuclear family, right? Keeping that thing strong, it'll pay you a lot of dividends, right? A lot of happiness comes from that, waking up every morning, your kids are there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of divorce in this world. Obviously, you know that, right? I think almost every person would tell you, outside of, abusive relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they would have wished that they would have tried a little bit harder to make that work longer.
Yep.
Because marriage is up and down, right? And when you go down, you got to come back out of that thing together. And when you do, you're stronger. You got to go through some hard stuff. It's the same thing with the good and the bad, right? You can't just have a neutral relationship forever. You got to have some passion there. You got to have some mistakes. You got to have a lot of forgiveness, that type of stuff. But I think the way, because of some of the things that's happened in your life, you've got a very good perspective of what you want going forward.
Yeah.
And like you're saying, you give a lot of advice saying just stick to it, right? I'll give you the exact same advice. Figure out what you want and just run as fast as you can down that path.
Yeah.
Don't waste time. Get your heart broken, whatever, I'm on to the next one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you try, if you get into electrical stuff and you don't really love it, pivot, move to the next thing. Just go hard down this life, man, and just live every day.
Yeah.
Is that good advice?
Yeah.
We'll see, right?
Yeah.
You won't know for like 20 years. That's the fun bit. Anyways, my man, thank you so much, dude, for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate it. I'm glad your parents let you come on.
Yeah, I'm glad too. Thank you for having me here.
Thanks for listening to the President McCormack Podcast, brought to you by McCormack Foundation, Saxton Fund, ADP Lemco, and Professional Floor Systems. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and keep up with Mark on Instagram @President McCormack.